Hello, West Ham Network. I hope you're all well. It is Holly, and we are going to be chatting today about Vladimir Coufal'S future, as well as looking at some of your comments about him. Lego. Yes, hello, West Ham Network. I hope you're all having an amazing day, first of all, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't have to miss out. You know the drill. But I'm sure, as many of you will have seen, yesterday, Coufal got an assist for Czech Republic in their game against Portugal. But this isn't something new to his game, is it? It's something that he has been doing now for quite a long period of time for West Ham, and he's been doing it pretty consistently. In fact, he actually got 7 assists for us last season against the likes of City, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Villa. So not against easy opposition, but unfortunately, his age puts a massive question mark over his future at West Ham, how long he's going to stay with us, how long he's going to be able to even play at the top level. So he's going to be turning 32 in August, and there's no denying that sometimes he does struggle to keep up with the pace, especially when we have a fast winger or someone like that that's up against him. My biggest concern is that while we know that we do need backup, if not a replacement in the next season or two, if we get rid of him, we're going to be putting a lot more pressure to spend significant amounts of money on a right back. So we've potentially got Ben Johnson, who could play there, but his future's unknown, and he looks keen to get game time and has not signed a new contract, so he could well be gone. We sold Kehrer, who could play there, so our options are really limited, and they mean that we already need to strengthen our options in this position. But if Coufal leaves, other clubs are going to know that we are absolutely desperate for somebody in this position and push their prices up, play hardball, so it's not ideal. And the last thing we want is for Antonio to be put back at right back, isn't he? Can you remember that? What a mad time at West Ham. Anyway, we are going to be taking a look at some of your comments about Coufal and just looking at some of the reasons for keeping Coufal as well as the reasons for replacing him now. So, first up, Rory here spoke about how well Coufal started for West Ham, but it doesn't feel like this has actually continued consistently for us. Then we have got Jake here, who actually came up with what I think would be our best option at the moment. So this is bringing in a young backup and then rotating the two of them. So it would give Coufal time to recover between games and let the new player find their feet. And then we would slowly transition away from having Coufal in that position, and the new player gets more game time. I think with the lack of options that we've got in that position, it's the most cost-effective way to bring him back up, get the best out of Coufal, and protect ourselves a little more in the case of injuries or poor form from Coufal. So I completely agree actually with everything else that Jake said here, because Coufal really does give 100% every single game. He gets stuck in for the full 90, which personally I would take any day over a pacey player that doesn't have their heart set on giving absolutely everything. For all of these as well, drop us a comment and let us know your thoughts, which you agree with, which you're not sure about. And here is a comment that I also think highlights the biggest issue that we've got, and that's just other options. So getting rid of Coufal would be incredibly risky unless it's somebody ready to hit the ground running that we aren't taking a risk with. Because if we get rid of Coufal, bring someone in, they don't do well, we will get absolutely torn apart. Like, I know people say that his pace isn't as good, but he still makes decent decisions. He still does a job. He still gets assists for us. If we lost those assists, imagine losing 7 goals right now that we had last season, and then on top of that, maybe performing worse than Coufal. It would be a shocker to have got rid of him. And because there is no backup basically, unless Johnson stays. But even then, is he that good at right back? You look at basically taking a big old risk. So like this proven track record, I think will be quite important just in knowing what to expect from someone, or at least knowing what someone's capable of when they do finally find their feet. And then we've got Jay here. So Jay here has enough belief in our recruitment team to feel okay in Coufal leaving if that's what the recruitment team think is best. So I think, first of all, just something I want to talk about, slightly off piece here, but I think it's amazing that we're in a position at West Ham where, as fans, we are so confident in our recruitment team that we just trust Steiten with the inbound and outbound side of players. And perhaps now could be the time to get young players in that fit and that we think will play best for us. Because it's just amazing to not be so concerned. Like old transfer windows, when we'd have Sullivan putting out press releases and things like that, like it feels like we have come a long way from there. And now is the time for starting to prove what he can do. We know that obviously the pressure's on him now because he's got the time, the budget, he's got the power to make the decisions. But it feels very exciting. And it is nice as a fan to go, I don't know who this player is, or I'm not sure what that player is going to offer, but I just trust that it might work. And I think because of that, naturally, we're going to then give players a little bit more time to bed in, where probably we've been quite critical and wanting people to hit the ground running immediately at West Ham. And then when they haven't, been like, I'll get them out, which probably doesn't set them in the best stead to actually perform well. So there are lots of positives of this. And then moving on to the next comment, Malcolm, he brings up a very good point as well, that Coufal has played a part in our defence, which has struggled so much in the last year. Like defensively, our stats are shocking. They've been really embarrassing for a team that has been performing attacking wise and league table wise so high. It has been mad to have a defence that's been so bad, and it has shown that we've essentially just managed to get points by smash and grab and outscoring. But yeah, defensively, we have a lot of things to fix, and there's no denying that Coufal is one of the 4 players that has been playing in that position that has been getting battered. So personally, I think the problem is largely down to our centre-backs. I'm not saying that the others are without fault, but Emerson's been good and Coufal has made some mistakes. Like I remember seeing some mistakes that have led to goals, but I don't think he's necessarily been a regular issue when it comes to us conceding. But of course, yeah, he's not without fault. And there's no denying this. And if we want to take things to the next level, we've got a really good attack at West Ham now. So it is the defence that needs sorting out. It's very shaky, and it's definitely the bit that worries me the most about what we're going to be doing game-wise in the next season. And I know as well that right back is very important for Lopetegui. So it's going to be an interesting one to look at. And then finally, Andy here mentions Wan-Bissaka as an upgrade to Coufal, which could be a good option actually. And it would also add to our number of homegrown players, another little benefit. But let me know. So how are you feeling about Coufal? Do you think we should keep him and bring in youth? Should we be looking to fully replace him this window and cash in while we can? Should it be next season that we do this? Would Wan-Bissaka be an upgrade? Is there anybody else that you would like to eye up as right back? Let us know in the comments. I want to hear all of it. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot more Reacts videos, so I want to involve your comments. So drop us a comment below, let us know your thoughts, and let's get this discussion going. That is all from me for now, but tune in at 5 p.m. where I'm going to be running through your Hammers headlines. And like I said, hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this video. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe so you never have to miss a thing. Catch up with you all later. Until next time, have an amazing day. Come on, you Irons.